Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology. I'm Rob Chang.
And I am Alejo Lopez. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, okay. So we've been studying astrology for so long, and now we are going to, I think we are kind of a step to the, kind of a one level above soon. Because today we are going to talk about aspect to MC. And after that, we are kind of finished all the basic element in the
I think so,
chart.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to congratulation you and me and also our audience. We are kind of a step forward now. So from next week, we are going to choose some different topic, and it's more toward into the integration, go to either combination or put things together, right?
Yes, exactly. And next week, we're going to be talking about the rulers of the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we're going to be talking about the lunation personality type, which is something not a lot of people know about. So it's like, stay tuned. And we're going to do a live next month on how to integrate all of the, not all of the factors, but some of the factors. Because by now you're probably realizing that you speak about Venus in this sign, the sun in this sign, the moon here. So the thing is, sometimes you read moon in Libra and it's like, the person needs balance, but then the person is sign Scorpio. So the person is driven to do stuff. So it's like, how am I going to do to mix both of them? So we're going to be working on that on a live session that we're going to do next month. So stay tuned. I think we said it was going to be the 21st of July, but I would say stay tuned in case we need to change something.
Yes, so on the we are planning on the 21st of July, we're going to learn how to do the combination different part of chart. Especially, I think most people were curious about how to put the three big one together. The big people talk about three big one, the sun, the moon, the ascendant. So how to put the combination together. And that is very interesting because that is the one thing to make you can, understanding the chart a little bit more. So I'm so happy. I'm so excited because we can talk about more in astrology, not just like before when we talk about something that we haven't talked about that, so we probably should not talk about that. Anyway, that's really good news for everyone. So let's start from today's topic. We are going to talk about the aspect to MC. So Alejo, what does aspect to MC has impact in our life?
So we have to go back first to remember what the MC is about. The MC has to do with our goals. Remember, it's in the sky, the highest point that the sun could get at that time when you were born. So this is the place where the planets will shine the most, right? There's like they are on top of everything. Everyone can see them. So the MC will mark the place in which you want to have social recognition, you want to be admired for it. So it's your goals, sometimes we relate it a lot with your work, because usually in our society, our work is a lot about our social identity, but it would be something like you want to be admired for. So aspects to the MC, it means that planets are moving around the chart, and when you were born, planets may have been casting some kind of aspect to the midheaven. Remember, we have the square, the trine, the sextile, all of these aspects. So this means that whatever that planet is doing, whatever that particular point of view that planet has of life, or particular purpose that planet has in life or perspective, is going to affect in some way this goal direction. And it's very important to remember that it's not the MC is not a planet. So it's not that the MC is going to change what the planet wants to do. It's the other way around. The planet will affect the goal direction. So if it's a trine, the planet will probably be supporting the goal direction. Whatever that planet is doing is kind of helping you achieve that place that you want to achieve. If it's a square, let's say, or a semi-square, a sesquiquadrate, then probably, or an opposition is a bit more complicated, maybe because it means it's conjunct the IC. We're going to maybe see it some other day. But if it's a square, semi-square, or sesquiquadrate, definitely it's going to be challenging in some way, your midheaven. It's going to make you, give you some kind of, difficulty. Whatever that planet is, doesn't agree so much with that purpose that you have to do, that you want to do. So there's a kind of tension. But maybe through that tension is like actually you may achieve your purpose in a new, different way that you hadn't expected.
So if I summarize what you say is like we can see it in this way. MC have so many angles. MC could be means a lot of things in our life. But one thing most people know about MC is about our purpose. I think is about our calling or about our vocation. So some people usually turn it into say that's my career, which is right. Which is right. Remember, career is because when you translating to the another language, I mean, especially like in another language, there people will get confused. Is that what job you do? But usually that's a slightly different between vocation and what job you do. A vocation is more like a calling, it's something important. You driven, you make you say, I want to become that shining person. I want to do that to shine my life, and that is the MC. So when planet aspect to this MC to this point, it gives us a quality or it gives us a tool to achieve that, to achieve that, to help us to achieve that position. So I think by talking about that would be really easy if we use an example, right?
I think it would be really easy if we use example. People are going to see it very clearly. Yes, we should use example for sure.
Okay, let me.
Astrology comes alive when you look at charts. Otherwise, it's only pure theory.
Let me put chart on today. This Alejo choose this person.
So I chose this person who I think you also like.
Oh yes, I talk about him a lot.
Yes. So we chose here Tolkien. Ronald, what's his name? Ronald?
We just call JRR Tolkien.
I think it's John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, something like that. JRR Tolkien.
Yeah.
So you can see. I'm sorry. Should I start talking? Do you want to share something before I start? Because I start speaking and then I don't stop. So we can see here he has the midheaven in Gemini.
Yeah.
So we have some planets aspect in the midheaven. If you look at the chart grid, we can see on the bottom it says midheaven in the grid, in the aspect grid. At the bottom it says midheaven. So you can check the Sun is in a quincunx, Venus is in a trine, Jupiter is in a square, and Neptune and Pluto, they are conjunct, and Chiron is in a sextile. Yeah, so even though you don't have the lines drawn in the chart, so you can configure your program. But I guess I also do it the way Rod does it. I don't put the aspects to the angles in the chart because otherwise I get too many lines and I get confused.
Yes.
But you can put them in the, if it helps you can put them, right? But we don't put them there, we just look at them in the grid. Rod and I, we do this the same way. So for instance, let's start with Jupiter, which I think it's a very clear example. Jupiter square the midheaven. And also you see it's very tight. You see it says 0S12. It means that it's 0 degrees and 12 minutes. So it's like super tight. So what would you say with Jupiter in Pisces? The person finds meaning in imagination, in dreaming, going to other realms, in subtleties. They expand in a very like insightful way. They find meaning going within. They find meaning maybe doing some kind of service to other people. So there's this whole area of the chart, which is Jupiter, which finds expansion, meaning, purpose, that has to do with imagination, creativity, the inner world, subjectivity, and something that it's kind of elusive, that it's hard to grasp, right? Now the midheaven here is in Gemini. So what is his vocation? What is his calling that he wants? Like Rod was talking about the calling. His calling is to do something in the world, to communicate, we might say with Gemini there, something in the world, to share information in the world that has to do with intellectual endeavors, that has to do with rationality, has to do with information, with data, with facts, with objectivity, which is air sign, right?
Yeah.
So you see, it's very different. Like Jupiter is saying, you will find meaning if you go to the realm of the mystics and the fantasy worlds. And the midheaven in Gemini is saying you will find meaning if you're smart, clever, objective, and you can share data, like specific facts and data. So this must have been a struggle because he's called to show himself as a smart, detached perhaps person or a kind of objective person, but he at the same time he feels that life thrives, that he feels life is meaningful when he connects with his fantastic inner worlds, or with the realm of the spirit, or with the idea of service. So this must have created a tension, and we know how he solved it. He became a professor. I mean, we don't know if this is how he solved it, but it looks like from outside, it looks like it could be a way of solving it. He became a professor at the university, but at the same time, he wrote about these fantastical worlds and these other realms, right? So it's like he tried to merge both the idea of communicating and sharing the information with the sense of expansion and meaning in something that is more mystical, elusive, or creative, or subjective. So he tried to do both things at the same time, and he was judged by it by his colleagues at first, because he was like, "You're writing fairy tales. Do you not realize you're a professor at the university?"
Yes, indeed. I think this is explain the how we remember him and how most people know him. Maybe people not realize he is a professor in Oxford University, but people will definitely know his relationship with the Lord of the Ring, and also it's a I think for the modern fantasy literature, he is kind of a giant, a leader, because after him, the people start to like create another dimension, another realm, and trying to what he do is a modern mythology. To be honest, this is how mythology
Exactly.
begins, and that Jupiter is what people believe. A fantasy world, Jupiter in Pisces, and the square is mid-heaven. So he working really hard in create this universe, this another dimension. We don't know where from the hobby. We don't know exact true have an elf or dwarf or something. But he created a beautiful, beautiful image there, and then make people think, oh my God, that's another dimension, another realm. That's Jupiter in Pisces, and the square MC. He working really hard. The tree, I think he must have lot of energy, spend a lot of time to finish all these important work. So we can read it like you say, the planet when they aspect MC, they give the they help you. They use that planet's energy. They use that planet's quality to achieve your achieve what you want to do in this world. So maybe we should suggest another planet for our audience to do a little practice.
Okay, let's do the Venus, because he has Venus in Aquarius, trining the midheaven.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful, well, I don't want to say beautiful. It sounds like the other one is not beautiful. All of the aspects are beautiful, but I would say, so Venus in Aquarius here, try to think about what does he love? What does he enjoy? Where does he find pleasure if Venus is in Aquarius? And that's trining in the midheaven in Gemini. So how this pleasure is supporting this vocation, this calling that he has.
Yeah.
And try to bring them together.
Yeah. So think about Venus quality. Venus is very smooth. Venus is represent what do we value for, and what value we appreciate. And Venus is what we enjoy most, and what make us feel comfortable. And when this part related to MC, which is our vocation, our achievement, what we want to shine, what we want to become important in this world, and all this quality can help Tolkien to achieve. So we can do this, and then look at your own chart. Is there any planet aspect to your MC? What is your coding? You read it from your MC, and then all the other planet aspect to your MC can help you to achieve that vocation. So it is very interesting, and it's an important part of the chart. But when we start to read the chart, the professional astrologer is not just like from house to house, from planet to planet, and then done. No, we have to put everything together. That's why from next episode, we will step into next stage. So we will start to learn how to put things together. By first, I think we say we're going to learn the house ruler, have some idea about the house ruler, and then we will talk about the lunation type. But also, don't forget on the 21st, just we put on the date, it's 21st July at this moment, 8 p.m. UK time. We're going to learn how to compare different element in the chart, element, a different part, which is I keep using a different element, different part of the chart to put them together. Especially maybe the most easy way to think about how does the sun in Cancer going to work with the moon in Scorpio, or how does the Taurus ascendant going to work with the moon in Aquarius? How does they work, and how we have going to put things together? That would be very, very interesting. So, well, thanks everyone for watching and listening our 10 minutes astrology. If you need more information about Alejo, if you want to contact Alejo for reading or for the consulting, then you can find Alejo on his Instagram, Liminal
which is
Cosmos.
Liminal Cosmos. My webpage is also liminalcosmos.com. Everything is Liminal Cosmos.
Okay, everything's Liminal Cosmos. Okay, so and you can find me on the AOA UK, RD. Okay, so see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.